Namaskar, this is Rohit Shankar Mane and you are watching Scientist Star Academy to a Scientific World. Subscribe to my channel for more scientific videos and click on the bell icon for updates. Today in this lecture, we are going to understand the basics of viruses with respect to their general characterization, their structure, their reproduction, etc. Now let's start with the general characterizations. Now viruses are microscopic in nature, means what? We have to observe the viruses under the microscopes only, such as light microscopes, electron microscopes and a fluorescent microscope. They are filterable through bacteria through filters, means we can do filtration of viruses with the help of membrane filtration process. They can be crystallized by using chemicals or naturally and thus behave like chemicals. Now we can do the crystallization of viruses as like chemicals because they behave like chemicals. Structure is mainly made up of nucleic acid and protein coat or capsids. They contain either DNA or RNA, never both, as a genetic material. They can be cultivated only in living cells because they require living cells for their reproduction. They do not grow on the artificial or natural media as far as literature is concerned. They are obligate intercellular parasites, which means they are totally dependent on the living cells for their growth and development. They are temperature sensitive, means they can't grow or they can't stay stable within like at 50 degrees Celsius. They are infectious agent, means they can do infection to bacteria, blue-green algae, fungi, plants, insects and vertebrates. They lack enzymes, those are required for the protein synthesis, nucleic acid synthesis, etc. They multiply by a complex process, not as like bacteria, binary fission. They are unaffected by antibiotics, that's what we don't have any antibiotic against coronaviruses, and they are sensitive to interferon. Now here, structure of viruses. Now see the structure of viruses. This structure is mainly consists of P polymer, and this is the nucleic acid, that is DNA or RNA, which is present at the center. Next, capsids with the capsomers and the envelope. Now see what we have to understand here. At the center there is a DNA and RNA, that is genetic material. Around the genetic material there is a capsid with capsomers. Around that envelope is present, and around envelope P polymer is present. So this envelope is not present in each and every viruses. There are plenty of viruses, those are unenveloped. Now first point is their size. Now the virus ranges from the 20 nanometer to 300 nanometer. The largest virus is the pox viruses. The size is 300 nanometer, and the smallest viruses are the foot and mouth disease viruses. The size is 20 nanometer. Shape of viruses totally vary from virus to virus, that may be polyhedral, helical or complex. Next one, envelope. As I told you, envelope is not present in each and every virus. There are plenty of viruses, those are non-enveloped, and this envelope is made from lipid and it is present surrounding the nucleocapsid. Their envelope is depends on the proteins and the symmetry of that viruses, and that envelope symmetry may be irregular, may be regular, and the pleomorphic. Capsids. Now capsids are made from capsomers, and the study of capsomers can be carried out with the help of X-ray crystallography. Now genetic material. As we know that in the viruses, the DNA or RNA will be the genetic material, never both. Next point is the chemical nature of viruses. Now here what we have to understand first, whatever chemicals are found in the viruses, those chemicals are obtained from the host cells. Now first chemical is the carbohydrate. The important carbohydrates are the galactose, mannose, glucosamine, fructose and the galactosamine are found in the viruses. Next one, proteins. The most important protein is the glycoprotein, which is found in each and every viruses. Lipid, squalene lipid is found in each and every viruses. Next is sphingomyelin, phosphatidylcholine, phosphatidylethionamine and phosphatidylserine and sphingosine. Next point is the reproduction. Now here first we have to understand that reproduction in viruses occurs by two ways. First one, lytic cycle, and second one is a lysogenic cycle. Now lytic cycle means what? Here the phage attaches to the host cell and injects its DNA inside the host cell, and this virus DNA will go and interact with the host cell DNA, and the virus DNA attaches and it takes control of host cell DNA and it prepares their own body cell. At the end, the cell lysis occurs and the phages will release, known as lytic cycle. In another way, that is lysogenic cycle, here what happens, this injected DNA will interact with the host cell DNA here, and further the bacterium reproduces normally, copying the prophase and transmitting into the daughter cell. Means what? Here in the daughter cells, the virus DNA is also there and the host cell DNA is also there. So at the end there will be the production of many and many cells where the phage DNA is there. So this is called as reproduction. It occurs by lytic and lysogenic way. Thank you.